Hey there, welcome back to Hardy Brothers Outdoors. Josh Hardy here. I am standing in front of what is now 40 of the 50 birdhouses that I'm building for the 50 house project. So I thought I would take a pause here and show what 40 looks like. And I figured it's time to take a little bit of break. I've made some pretty good efforts in the last 24 hours to bring this to completion. Original plan was to have these all ready to go by the spring. And that was a little bit over commitment, especially since I hadn't even milled the wood when I made that commitment. I think it was a New Year's kind of announcement on one of our videos that I was going to do the 50 house project.
We're working on some projects, kind of working out the details of a big project that'll use the mill. And I don't know if you want to talk about that. It's kind of your idea.
Yeah, he made it my idea so that when I'm struggling to try to complete it, he can be like, hey, that was your idea. What we're going to try to do before spring, we're calling it the 50 house project. That's pretty audacious, I think. Let me be a little more clear. It's the 50 birdhouse project. We want to try to attract some more species. I'd like to do some owls, maybe kestrels, a few other types of things, but largely they're going to be for songbirds. So we'll drop some pine trees, we'll mill the pine trees, we'll cut them, and the goal is that every one of these birdhouses takes one board. And that's probably the biggest challenge that I see coming, is installing them. And if you've been following along, you know that this project, the plan behind it was to bring all things outdoors that related to our channel together around this project. So we'll take the wood and we'll use the tractors to drag the logs from the woods, use the tractors to get them to the mill, use the Wood-Mizer sawmill to mill the lumber, and then use all of our tools, but ultimately to get birdhouses and duck houses for the habitat Oasis to improve the overall wildlife on our land. Number 41. So when I started this project, I had grand visions of amazing jigs that were going to allow me to put these things together super fast. Other than speeding up the video here, it was never super fast. However, I did find ways to increase my efficiency as time went on and improve my overall layouts for some of the different birdhouse designs. One of the main things that I did that improved my output speed was shifting from driving screws in all of the houses to using a nail gun. I had run into some challenges early on with a brad nailer. The nails weren't long enough. So with a trim nailer, it definitely changed the speed that I could move. Also, these clamps that I was using made a huge help. These hinge doors that are used to help clean out the birdhouses threw me for a loop many times where I accidentally nailed too many sides or something and closed them up. Forty-three. All right, so this has gone pretty well. Like I said, my son helped me do some of these. My nephew helped me.
I just built the third birdhouse. Only 47 more to go.
Good job, guys. I was hoping to get a lot more kids involved, but with COVID, we just haven't had the opportunity. Also, some of the kids I thought might be interested weren't as interested as I had hoped. But what we might do is put together a program to try to get some volunteers in to put all these up once we start putting the birdhouses out. A lot of work to do. Maybe try to get out there before the spring with a troop or something and see what we can get in terms of help, because 50 birdhouses is a lot to put up. That's the next big challenge, is figuring out how we're going to do all the mounting and the locations. And there are specifications on how close you can put the birdhouses to one another to prevent competition, territorial type stuff, adequate food supply, all those sorts of things. So more studying to do to make sure that we do it right, and looking forward to getting them out there. So I'm going to wrap these up here and we'll close it out in a minute. So we've made great progress on the 50 house project. What you're looking at here, step aside for a second there, buddy, is 49 houses. And what I realized was I was here working on them without Dylan. Dylan's been my right-hand man on this. He's done a lot of great work for me. But I realized that he built the first house.
One birdhouse done, 49 more to go on the Habitat Oasis project.
And therefore he should build the final house. So number 50, we're getting ready to put it together right now. We've made some additional types of birds that I hadn't. I knew I wanted to make a large variety, but then we kind of got stuck in a groove doing a lot of bluebird houses. So the final birdhouse is going to be for either a red belly or a red-headed woodpecker. And we ran out of pine, and so these final couple houses are being built out of some maple that I've had for a while. Maple's not the best long-term wood to use, but it's what we have. It's from the sawmill, and that's been the goal, is to use wood from the sawmill. So we're going to switch over here to Dylan putting together number 50 to close out the 50 house project. You ready, bud? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. That's the 50 house dance. Let's get down to finishing it up, bro. All right, so the bottom's already nailed, so come on over here. We're going to leave the front as our door that's going to pivot. So I need you to come here, press down, hold the trigger there. Okay. Okay, got one there. Go up here and put one there. Okay, one right there. Far over. Put it around the edge. There you go. All right, so now go for the roof. Okay, come on, right down this edge. Right there. Need to be closer to the edge. One right here. Right there. One right there. Good. Okay, one in the middle. Finish too. Okay. See, this project has worn him out. He is done. All right, dude. We need to drill a 2-inch hole for the, I think it's the red-bellied. Put it right in the middle. All right. Don't push too hard. Just let it go. Let's go. All right, bud. Why don't you clean off number 50 there? Stand it up. Just tap it off. All right, let's go put it over there on the stack so we can see what 50 looks like. Where are you gonna put it? Well, you're covering that other one.
What other one?
The one behind it. So put it down front somewhere. All right, what we're looking at here is 50 birdhouses. We have completed the 50 birdhouse project. And I'm looking for Dylan. We're going to get a picture of the two of us here in front of the 50 birdhouses.
What about this one?
What is that, dude?
This is the 51st birdhouse.
You got 51 for the 50 birdhouse? We're going to have to rename the project, dude. What does that one say on there? Is that for
a wobbler?
Warbler. All right, let's find a spot for it. How about right over here? Right here. About right there.
Right here?
Nope, up above on the back row. There you go. All right, let's get a picture, all right? All right, So I'd just like to say thank you to my son Dylan for entertaining me by helping me with the 50 house project. He built the first house and he built the last house, and he helped in between. We got some great times where he was running the drill press and doing some things to help out. So if we happen to win the Wood-Mizer Good for Others category, whatever we win, I told him I would split with him. My nephew also helped out, so we'll make sure we get him something, get something for Eddie if we happen to win. But we finished the build phase. So this is what 51 houses looks like. Why 51? Well, we got a little overzealous. We had 50 and we decided we had enough wood to make that 51st. And there's going to be more after this. It was actually a really fun project. I learned a lot along the way. Some of the houses looked pretty rough. Some of the designs that I used, I didn't really care for them. Some of the wood that I had cut on the sawmill was really, rough, wavy, knotty pine. So there were things that just didn't turn out as well. This was a good project, though. We weren't looking for a polished, very detailed, furniture project. This was rough cut lumber turned into houses for birds. And someone asked me the other day, well, why do they, some of the same ones look different? And I thought, why not? Your houses don't all look the same. Everybody likes something different. So one bird might like a little more airflow than another, and frankly, they might just be happy to have a place to nest. So we got better along the way. I started to kind of hit our groove and figure out what happened and how I could get it moving. I never did quite get a jig built that made it, super fast. That also inhibited my ability to recruit, a lot of younger folks or other folks to help. My wife offered to help build some. My daughter came down and ran the drill press on Father's Day. It was great that they were helping, but I just didn't have my act together to where I could help them, have them build stuff very quickly. So that, and along with COVID, I didn't quite have everything set up to where I could bring in, like a scout group or something. So what we'd like to do is when we move to the next phase, which is actually getting these things hung up in trees and posts and around the Habitat Oasis, is that hopefully we can recruit some help for that because we've got 51 houses that have to go out. The duck houses, we have to take down the old ones, put up the new ones. We might do that when the pond's frozen this winter. That would make it a lot easier to get in and work around the houses. And the other stuff, we've got to find locations. I need to do all the research to make sure I'm putting, spreading them out enough around the property and making sure they're in the habitats that the target species likes. So a lot of work still to be done, but we're excited to have hit this part of the project. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you've enjoyed our journey on the 50 house project. So stay tuned, there'll be more to come. But again, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy our content. Leave a comment, let us know what you think. Please hit that like button. That helps us out tremendously with YouTube and the algorithm to get our content shared with others. And if you like it enough to share it with someone else please do that as well. We do appreciate it. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Get yourself outdoors, because outdoors is always in season. Thanks.